Can you solve all these Class 2 English Chapter 3 The Wind and the Sun questions? Blow away?
Excellent choice. Blow away is the right answer.
Wind a dash? Good job. Ind works well here.
Blow will dash.
Excellent.
Oh, is a brilliant choice.
Opposite of hot. Bravo, cold is the answer. Strong's dash G. Well picked. Tron is the correct answer. Who was hotter? Valid point. Sun is true. The sun is dash. Great job. Gentle and warm is the accurate answer. Who won at last? On track. Sun is the correct answer. Grab hold a dash.
Clear logic. Your choice old is sound.
Who was stronger? Nice work. You chose sun, and it is correct.
Take off, take dash.
You got it. Your choice off is right. Who won in the end?
Exactly. Sun makes sense. Opposite of tall is?
You're right. Short is the correct answer. Opposite of hard is? Solid response. Soft is a valid choice. Who was tried first? Correct response. Wind is the most accurate answer. Who wins the contest?
Nicely done. The sun is a solid answer.
How was wind blowing?
Sharp thinking. Hard is the right choice.
This story is fiction.
Correct.
True is the right answer.
What can the wind do?
Well done. Bend trees is the right choice.
Why did the wind stop? Well reasoned. The wind was tired is the correct choice.
Rhyming word of hold is?
Right choice. Cold is the best answer.
Who gave up at the end?
Good thinking. The wind is the right answer.
Rhyming word of sunny is?
Strong choice. Funny is the right answer.
Who said, I have one?
Great thinking. Sun is the right choice. Hindi meaning of one is?
Right again. Jit is a valid answer. Opposite of weak is dash. You chose strong, and it is correct. What was the man wearing? Nice selection. A coat is the correct and valid answer. The sun shone brightly and... Perfect. The clouds disappeared is the correct choice. Is bragging a good quality? Smart pick. No is the correct choice. What does the sun do first? Smart move. Hides behind clouds is an accurate answer. Choose the correct spelling. Nice selection. Stronger is the correct and valid answer. Hindi meaning of quickly is? Strong choice. Quick is the right answer. In the end, who is stronger? Great job. The sun is the accurate answer. Rhyming word for cold is dash. Good job. Bold works well here. Who was walking down the road? Well reasoned. A man is the correct choice.
The wind and sun were having a right choice. Argument is the best answer. Choose the antonym of friend. Excellent. Enemy is a brilliant choice. The winner of this test was the well picked. Sun is the correct answer. Who wins the contest in the end? Good thinking. The sun is the right answer. What is the moral of this story? Nicely done. Be humble is a solid answer. The man on the road is called a valid point. Traveler is true. What do you do when you feel hot? Excellent choice. Drink water is the right answer. Rhyming word for sunny is dash-er. Solid response. Funny is a valid choice. Who said this? How cold it is?
Correct response. The man is the most accurate answer.
How does the man react to the sun? Smart pick. He unzips his jacket is the correct choice. Can the sun dry up an entire lake?
Correct. Yes is the right answer.
What does the sun do to the clouds?
You're right. Pulls them apart is the correct answer.
What type of fiction was this text? You got it? Your choice people talk is right. What was the competition all about?
Well done. Strength is the right choice.
What made the man take off his coat? Great thinking. The sun is the right choice. Who asked sun to have a competition? Sharp thinking. Wind is the right choice. Who puffed his cheeks and blow hard? Nice work. You chose wind and it is correct. The sun and wind each said they were. Exactly. Stronger than the other makes sense. Who is the first to do the challenge? Smart move. The wind is an accurate answer. The wind can make hurricanes and dash. Clear logic. Your choice tornadoes is sound. What did the wind do to prove itself? Bravo. Blew strongly is the answer. Who is the winner of the competition? On track. The sun is the correct answer. What question did they want to answer? You chose who is stronger, and it is correct. What does the sun do to stop the snow? Right again. Shines brightly is a valid answer. Choose the correct synonym of warm. Perfect. Mild is the correct choice. What does the wind turn the rain into?
Correct. Snow is the right answer.
The wind and sun decided to make a man. Nicely done. Take off his coat is a solid answer. Choose the correct meaning of give up. Nice work. You chose stop making an effort, and it is correct. I will let you try first. Who said this? Strong choice. Sun is the right answer. Choose the correct antonym of quickly. Well reasoned. Slowly is the correct choice. What was the man doing when he felt hot? Smart move. Wiping his face is an accurate answer. What does the man say about the weather? You chose it's strange, and it is correct. What did the man say about the windy day? Correct response. What a horrible day is the most accurate answer. What does the sun claim to be able to do? Right again. All of the above is a valid answer. Who is having a disagreement in the story? Valid point. The wind is true. How does the sun make the man feel warmer? You got it? Your choice by shining gently is right. What does the man do when he gets too hot? Nice selection. Takes off his jacket is the correct and valid answer. The wind and sun will get the traveler too. You're right. Take his coat off is the correct answer. Can the sun make hurricanes and tornadoes? Great thinking. No is the right choice. What season does the sun make the man feel? Right choice. Summer is the best answer. The man dash his coat tightly round himself. Great job. Pulled is the accurate answer. What are the wind and the sun arguing about? Well picked. Who is stronger is the correct answer. Choose the correct synonym of the word frown. Clear logic. Your choice, Claire, is sound. What did the traveler wear on his shoulders? Well done. Shawl is the right choice. The wind blew dash to get off the man's coat. Good job. Harder works well here. Which of the traveler's items came off first? Perfect. Hat is the correct choice. What did the sun do to get the man's coat off? Bravo. He shines hard is the answer. What does the wind brag about being able to do? Sharp thinking. All of the above is the right choice. What does the man do after removing his jacket? Exactly. Lies down to rest makes sense. Can the wind melt all the snow on the mountains? Solid response. No is a valid choice. What does the man say when it feels like summer? Excellent choice. It's too hot is the right answer. But we are dash in different ways, said the sun. Good thinking. Strong is the right answer. How was the man feeling after sun starts shining? Smart pick. Hot is the correct choice. Who won the contest between the wind and the sun? On track. The sun is the correct answer. What is the main theme of the wind and the sun? Excellent. Power of gentleness is a brilliant choice. What does the sun do to increase the temperature? Strong choice. Wiggles her fingers is the right answer. What does the man do when it's a bit fresh outside? Correct response. Zips it higher is the most accurate answer. How does the wind try to take off the man's jacket? Perfect. Blows hard is the correct choice. Who succeeds in making the man take off his jacket? Good job. The sun works well here. How strong the wind is today? Who said these words? Clear logic. Your choice, the man is sound. What does the wind do when the man's jacket stays on?
Well reasoned. Gives up is the correct choice. The sun and the wind wanted to take off the man's dash. Good thinking. Coat is the right answer. Because the weather was so hot, the man had to sit dash. You chose under a tree, and it is correct. What is the setting of the story, the wind and the sun? Correct. A countryside road is the right answer. Does the man take off his coat when the wind blows hard? Nice selection. Yes is the correct and valid answer.
In their contest, they are trying to remove the man's dash.
Smart move. Jacket is an accurate answer.
What was the wind's plan to make the man take off his coat?
Well done. Blow hard is the right choice.
What did the sun and the wind have to see who was stronger?
Bravo! Competition is the answer. The wind and the sun are arguing about who is the most dash. Excellent. Powerful is a brilliant choice.
Which character in the story represents warmth and kindness?
Great job. The sun is the accurate answer.
What does the wind do to try to make the man take off his coat?
Sharp thinking. Blows very hard is the right choice. In the beginning, the sun thought he was stronger than the wind. Excellent choice. True is the right answer. What does the coat symbolize in the story, the wind and the sun? You got it. Your choice protection is right. Which literary device is primarily used in the wind and the sun? Right choice. Personification is the best answer.
The sun says, I can make a sidewalk so hot that it can cook dash.
Solid response. An egg is a valid choice. In the beginning of the book, the wind thinks he is stronger than the sun. You're right. True is the correct answer. When you want people to do things for you, you don't have to force them. Who said that? Right again. The sun is a valid answer. The wind wanted to make. Smart pick. A bet is the correct choice. The sun makes the so hot. On track. A sidewalk is the correct answer. What do you think about this boy? Nice work. You chose he is strong, and it is correct. The wind can a ship across the ocean. Valid point. A push is true. Which of the following sentences describes the picture? Great thinking. He is strong is the right choice.
The wind became so embarrassed that he flew away. Which word has same meaning with embarrassed?
Well picked. Ashamed is the correct answer. How you will get all these quiz questions in PDF books format? Exactly. Contact Narayan Changdar on Facebook makes sense.